Hi, I'm Matt from Focus Training. I want to thank the NRF Foundation for inviting me to be a part of this All Access program. Earlier, I presented on branding yourself in a virtual world, and I want to take a little time now to dig in a little deeper to some items that came up in our discussion. One of the questions that came up was about preparing for a virtual job fair. And I want to talk bigger picture just about a practice in general that I see a lot of early career folks undertake that's not very successful. I'm talking about winging it. I see a lot of folks, and I'm going to be honest for a second here, I did this as an undergrad, who don't prepare for a job fair or for an interview, who rely on their charisma or their personality or their ability to improvise, and they say things like, I'm just going to wing it, it'll be fine. Or folks who, on the other side of the ticket, just don't think they know what to do to prepare. What would I even prepare? Write out a script for what I'm going to say? So I want to help by saying, number one, don't wing it. And number two, here are some simple things that you can prepare to help you feel really confident in your next interview or job fair conversation. There's three things you can walk into with any interview, and you can have as many of these ready to go as you want. The first is a simple item. What can I do, and proof of that. So it's a two-part item, but here's something I can do, and here's evidence to suggest that that's true. So this could be a skill you're highlighting paired with an experience on your resume or LinkedIn profile that shows you had that skill. I can manage a spreadsheet pretty effectively. I did that in my past role as an intern at Baird Financial Services. It was a big part of my job every single day. That's an example of something really simple. Here's something I can do, and here's proof. You can have 2 or 3 of those things ready to go to talk about anytime. The second item you can have prepared is an item around what it's like to work with you. So here's a peek into my personality, or here's a sense of my leadership style, or how I approach this kind of work. When we talk about what it's like to work with you, we could be talking in the context of, for coworkers, here's what I'm like as a teammate, or for your boss, here's what it's like to have me reporting to you, here's how I work. Or in terms of customers, here's what it's like when I interact with people outside the organization, here's my customer service philosophy. These simple items, what is it like to work with you, are usually descriptors of your behavior. And so once again, you're going to provide evidence. What it's like to work with me as a customer is I'm a person who bends over backwards to make sure you're satisfied. Here's a story from my last job that I think illustrates that really well. And then third, you want to come in with at least one item that engages the other party. So a question that you have. And these can be really good or really bad. And the key differentiator I've always found is this actually a question that matters to you? There's a lot of folks who in an interview at a job fair will ask questions they think they should ask, or questions they pulled off a list of questions to ask at a job interview. And what really is the best question to ask in an interview is the question you really care about. So if you're trying to figure out if this is a company whose corporate culture aligns with your personal values, ask a question that helps you figure that out. If you're trying to figure out if this is a company that's going to push you in your role to grow and learn because you don't want to be bored at work, ask that question. Those really insightful questions that get to the heart of what really matters to you teach the interviewer as much about you as the way you answer the questions that they are putting forward. So don't wing it. Instead, go in with a few items ready to go in your head. What you can do and evidence to suggest that it's true, what it's like to work with you, whether you're a customer, a boss, or a colleague, and some key questions that really matter to you. If you do that, you'll never walk into an interview or a job fair unprepared again.